People don't think Jake Paul's really good. Those people are all people that can't get by the fact that he's a YouTube guy. A 57-year-old today is on testosterone replacement
That's
therapy.
the other thing I was going to ask, yeah.
It's not 57 in the Jack Johnson days. We're talking about 57 in the days of biological engineering.
In a world where the lines between entertainment and sports are increasingly blurred, the upcoming fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul has captured the imagination of fans and pundits alike. Two fighters from vastly different backgrounds, yet both carrying a level of intrigue and anticipation that is hard to ignore.
And Mike Tyson's that different thing.
Right.
Like, he could fuck him up. He's still that guy. If you watch him hit mitts.
For Jake Paul, the journey to this moment has been unconventional, to say the least. A former YouTuber turned professional boxer, Paul has faced criticism and skepticism from the boxing world since he first stepped into the ring. Many saw him as a mere spectacle, a sideshow attraction riding the wave of his social media fame.
And, you know,
looked pretty serious.
Yeah, he's like, day 2, still want to f with me?
Yeah.
He's like,
I mean, I'm 100% rooting for Mike Tyson.
Oh, of course.
Obviously.
Of course, everybody should be.
However, as time has passed, Paul has begun to silence his critics. With each fight, he has shown improvement and a dedication to the sport that is hard to deny.
People don't think Jake Paul's really good. Those people are all people that can't get by the fact that he's a YouTube guy.
His knockout victories over former MMA fighters like Ben Askren and Tyron Woodley have raised eyebrows and forced the boxing world to take notice. Love him or hate him, Jake Paul has proven that he is more than just a YouTuber with gloves on.
Like, I had this argument with Dave Portnoy where he was trying to tell me he sucks, you know, and Tommy Fury sucks. I'm like, he does not suck. Don't say he sucks. You don't know what you're talking about.
You might not like him, but you should separate that.
You can't, you can't say, specifically Tommy Fury. He's like, he fights bums, he's fighting this Tommy Fury guy. I go, you're incorrect. As a person who understands combat sports, this guy's very skilled. He's very skilled. He's a very elite boxer. Like, I'm watching the combinations he throws, his movement, the way he steps and sets up shots, the way he's countering. He's a very high-level boxer. He's a real professional caliber boxer. And Jake Paul, that was his first loss. But it was a close loss. Jake Paul's a really good boxer, and he knocks a lot of people unconscious. And if he wasn't Jake Paul, the YouTube guy, just this wild kid coming up in the middleweight ranks or the light heavyweight ranks or whatever, cruiserweight, I guess he's in.
On the other side of the ring stands a legend, a man whose name is synonymous with boxing greatness, Mike Tyson. At 57 years old, Tyson is far removed from his prime, but his aura still looms large over the sport. Tyson's journey to this fight has been one of redemption and rediscovery. After years of turmoil and personal struggles, Tyson has found solace and purpose in the ring once again. Tyson's return to boxing has been nothing short of remarkable. His exhibition bouts against Roy Jones Jr. and Evander Holyfield have shown that Tyson still possesses the power and skill that made him a legend. While his age may have slowed him down, Tyson's ferocity and tenacity remain as strong as ever. For many fans, seeing Tyson back in the ring is like watching a living legend rewrite the final chapters of his storied career. As the fight between Tyson and Paul draws nearer, the anticipation continues to build. Both fighters have their own reasons for wanting to win. For Paul, a victory over Tyson would solidify his place in the boxing world and silence his doubters once and for all.
You would go, holy shit, look at this guy. This guy's fun. He's wild. He wears all this flashy jewelry. He's got crazy tattoos everywhere, and he knocks people unconscious. And he's knocked a bunch of former MMA champions unconscious. Wow. Knocked Ben Askren unconscious, which is, you know, Ben Askren was not really a striker. But the point is, like, Nate Simmons, that basketball player, did you see that fight?
No.
Oh, my God, dude. This is when I was telling people, I'm like, hey, man, he can fight. Like, really fight. I know Nate is a basketball player, and he's, like, really athletic and probably out of his element in a boxing match, but he took it because he really believes in himself. But Jake Paul is actually a better boxer. But watch what he does, the way he does it, the way he lands these shots. These are real punches, that, like, elite caliber of technique. Like, he's got the thing. He's got, first of all, he's got one-punch knockout power, which is odd. It's an odd thing to have. Not everybody gets it.
For Tyson, a win would be a fitting end to a career that has been defined by triumph and tragedy. But beyond the individual narratives, this fight represents something greater. It is a clash of generations, a meeting of two eras of boxing. It is a testament to the enduring appeal of the sport and the ability of its athletes to captivate and inspire. Whether you're rooting for Jake Paul or Mike Tyson, one thing is certain: when these two fighters step into the ring, the world will be watching.
Mike Tyson's a one-punch killer. Deontay Wilder's the greatest one-puncher of all time.
Do you think Tyson is such a genetic freak that his 57 may not have declined from his prime as much as a normal person?
Yes, and science. So here's the difference. A 57-year-old today is on testosterone replacement
That's
therapy.
the other thing I was going to ask, yeah.
It's not 57 in the Jack Johnson days. We're talking about 57 in the days of biological engineering.
Adding to this narrative, Joe Rogan, a prominent voice in the combat sports community, has shared his thoughts on the matchup. Rogan acknowledges the skepticism surrounding Jake Paul's boxing skills, particularly among those who dismiss him as just a YouTube personality. However, Rogan argues that Paul has shown real skill and potential in the ring, pointing to his technique, movement, and counter-punching ability as evidence of his boxing acumen. Rogan also highlights Tyson's continued relevance and prowess despite his age. He discusses the advancements in sports science and hormonal treatments that have allowed athletes like Tyson to maintain a level of fitness and performance that would have been unheard of in previous eras.
You're able to do all kinds of stuff with his human growth hormone levels, with the use of peptides, with the use of testosterone. The difference between a young man and an old man, there's a bunch of them, right? But a lot of it is hormonal. A lot of it is like how much you've been using the body. You know, there's older people that are in incredible shape that don't do anything like as far as hormone replacement. They have just never stayed off the grind, and they're diligent with their nutrition and their supplementation, and they sleep well, and they drink a lot of water, and they're in incredible shape, like deep into their 50s. Those are rare. Those are the outliers, right?
Rogan believes that Tyson's genetic gifts and dedication to training make him a formidable opponent even at his age. In a recent discussion, Joe Rogan shared his perspective on a hypothetical scenario where Mike Tyson emerges victorious in his upcoming fight against Jake Paul. Rogan painted a vivid picture of Tyson's fighting style and the potential outcome of the bout. Rogan began by acknowledging Tyson's reputation as a one-punch killer, highlighting his rare ability to end fights with a single devastating blow. He compared Tyson's power to that of Deontay Wilder, known for his unparalleled one-punch knockout ability. Rogan emphasized that Tyson's genetic gifts and unique fighting style set him apart from other fighters, even in his 50s.
A 57-year-old today that's on hormone replacement, and you're eating well and taking a lot of vitamins and creatine, and you're using all these strategies like red light therapy and saunas and cold plunge. That's a different thing, man. And Mike Tyson's that different thing.
Right.
Like, he could fuck him up. It could be one of those fights where Mike Tyson gets him in a corner and connects with a punch, and Jake Paul just goes limp.
Rogan then imagined a scenario where Tyson manages to corner Jake Paul and land a significant punch. In this scenario, Paul would go limp, unable to continue as Tyson's power overwhelms him. Rogan's description painted a picture of Tyson's dominance and the potential for a dramatic and decisive victory.
He's still that guy. If you watch him hit mitts, the thing is, can he close the gap? Can he move?
As a quickness point.
He has problems with his back. He's had sciatic problems to the point where a year or so ago he was walking with a cane.
While Rogan's scenario is speculative, it highlights the intrigue and excitement surrounding the fight between Tyson and Paul.
You know, but when I look at him hit the pads, and he's hitting pads with this guy, Rafael Cordeiro, who's a legendary MMA trainer. He comes from Chute Boxe in Brazil. Curitiba, Brazil created like one of the wildest, most aggressive mixed martial arts fighters ever. Anderson Silva, Vanderlei Silva, Murilo Shogun, all these guys who came out of there were monsters. And Rafael Cordeiro is from that camp. He was an elite Thai boxer, and then he became an elite MMA trainer. And so he's the guy working with Mike Tyson. And so he's holding mitts with Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson is smashing those mitts.
That's what I saw in that
So this
video,
is like right now, 57-year-old. See if you can find some of that. Not the older stuff, but the newer stuff. It's because it's on his Instagram. And, you know.
Looked pretty serious.
Yeah, he's like, day 2, still want to with me?
Yeah.
He's
like, I mean, I'm 100% rooting for Mike Tyson.
Oh, of course.
Obviously.
Of course. Everybody should be. And, you know, Jake Paul is he's probably a little scared. You know, as much as he thinks he's the younger guy and he's a tough guy and he's a really good boxer and he'd probably be able to do it. Look at this.
Yeah.
Give me some volume.
Terrifying.
The clash of styles and the contrast in experience between the two fighters make for a compelling narrative, one that has captured the imagination of fans and pundits alike. Whether Tyson's power will prove decisive against Paul remains to be seen, but Rogan's vivid description adds an extra layer of anticipation to this highly anticipated matchup. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more like it, make sure to subscribe to stay updated. We'll keep you informed with the latest news, insights, and analysis from the world of sports and entertainment. Don't miss out on future discussions and predictions. Hit that subscribe button now.